When we start talking about the Gunwerks action, I start getting pretty excited. We've put a lot of time, a lot of forethought, and a lot of engineering into this new action.
When we set about to kind of overhaul our custom rifle action, we really wanted to focus on making design improvements that aren't selling features, but they're actual functional improvements in the way the product works to enhance the customer and user experience. The engineering balancing act really revolves around finding the features that are the most needed by the customer. To me, the most important things were to make sure that that rifle action obtains a secure thread joint. The way we do our thread tenons, we wanted a secure thread joint that didn't move around. Incorporating the recoil lug integral to the action allows us to have one less joint that is going to work much better to bring that barrel back into a position where it started from, to keep the same bedding relationship with our action and our recoil lug to our bedding block.
Now, I'm sure Aaron's talked about some of the technical parts of this action and some of the key features that make it what it is. But from a guy that spends a lot of time in the field and 10 times as much time on the range, there's a few of these features that make it very attractive to me as a shooter, but also as a consumer of fine rifles. Sooner or later, you're going to have a high pressure round that sticks the bolt shut, and if you don't have a beefy bolt handle that's made from the same material that the bolt itself is, you're going to bend that handle off, you're going to strip it off, you're going to break the solder. And so we've got a beefy one-piece bolt that's just impervious to rubber mallets and 2x4s.
The other part of a rifle action that's very important to me is the feeding and ejection cycle. That's really what an action does, is it loads a cartridge and then gets rid of the spent shell. Remington uses a small clip extractor that allows you to have an ejection that is almost straight out the side port. When you go to a custom or a clone type custom that is built to be like the Remington, you end up using an M16 or a Seiko style extractor, and those extractors eject at an angle that is too steep. It hits the windage caps on almost all of our long range scopes. So that's a really big problem. It'll put a spent case back in the ejection port, or it could even fail to eject a loaded cartridge.
What we've done is put together an extraction mechanism that clears those spent cartridges, a full cartridge, it doesn't matter what it is. It's going to be laying out on the ground 3 feet away from your action every time. So those follow-up shots that are critical, when you're in a hurry, it functions just the way you want it to.
And we did this by making a new type of extractor. One of the things that we felt was really important was to change the ejection port, to lower it, and to change our extractor so that it ejected at a more of a horizontal, straight out the port type manner. You know, the last thing that we looked at was the usability of the bolt and maintenance in the field. That's one of the areas that are very critical, where we've seen failures on some really extreme hunts. We made our bolt serviceable in the field. Just one twist, it comes apart, and you can get access to the entire thing, so you can service it, clean it, make sure that it's clear.
It's the difference between ruining a hunt and being able to finish a hunt successfully. That serviceable firing pin in the field is a pretty sweet feature.
And while we were there, we decided to kind of overhaul or re-engineer the trigger cam Helix mechanism on the back that basically cocks your firing pin spring. And essentially, when you lift your bolt, you're twisting those trigger cams against that Helix, and it lifts that firing pin, compresses the spring, and then sets in a detent. And then when you fire, it basically lets those things drop. So for us, we thought we could balance the forces, we could get a lot straighter drop on our firing pin and a better lift, and we have done that. The bolt lift is the best that you're going to experience on this type of action.
If you're running an action with the 2-piece bolt, with a Seiko style extractor that doesn't eject shells, that doesn't feed well, then it's time to upgrade. This action, we've spared no cost in making it the perfect action.